Welcome students to another fun and exciting math video. Today we are going to be talking about box and whisker plots. So let's get started. So a box and whisker plot is a display that summarizes the data set using 5 values. And when we're making a box and whisker plot, it's important to order the data from least to greatest, which I did here. So it could be any order that they give it to you, and then I'm going to put it in order from least to greatest. So step 1, I'm going to find the median. So if I look at my data, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 7 pieces of data. So the middle is right here, the median. So that's going to be my median. Then I'm going to be looking for the upper portion and the lower portion. So this data right here is the lower half. This data right here is the upper half. Now, let's look at the lower half. I have a 1, I have a 2, I have a 4, I have 3 pieces of data. I'm also going to find the median of just the lower half. And in this case, the median would be 2. And we call this the lower quartile or lower quarter. So lower quartile is 2. And let's do the same thing in the upper half. So we have a 7, 9, and 10. We have 3 pieces of data. The middle or median of this data is 9. So the upper quartile is 9. Now, it's another good information to remember is our low and our high. So we'll call that the minimum, which in this case is 1. So that's our lowest. And then our maximum data is 10. All right? And so this information is going to help us when we plot and create our box and whiskers graph. So we'll remember this information. All right. So I went ahead and I wrote down, so this information is the same as what we just did. So the median is 5, the lower quartile was 2, the upper quartile was 9, the minimum was 1, the maximum was 10. So let's see how that translates to a graph, or in this case, the box and whiskers plot. So our median, we can put a little dot at 5 based on that information. The lower quartile, you can see I put a dot right there. The upper quartile was 9. I put a dot right there. So the lower quartile to the upper quartile, I'm going to put a box around there. So there's our box portion. So that is the box. That contains half the data between the lower quartile and upper quartile. Our whiskers has to do with the minimum and the maximum. So our minimum was 1. So I can put a little dot, but there's a little line, and then this is a whisker. So that's the bottom quarter of our information. And then we have our maximum, which was 10. That's the whisker on this side. That's the top quarter of information. Another piece of vocabulary, the interquartile range. That's from here to here. So the lower quartile and the upper quartile, the difference between this information. So we have an interquartile range of 9, take away 2, and I get 7. So my interquartile range is 7. Now range, this is a little review, is just, if it's just range, the highest piece of data, take away the lowest piece of data. It's the difference. 10 maximum take away our minimum of 1, our range is 9. So I know this is a lot of information, but this is some vocabulary that it's important to remember these keywords. All right, so let's look at another one here. So here's our data. So again, if you want to pause this and give it a try on your own, you certainly can. I did give it to you in order. It could be random, but it is good to put it in order from least to greatest. So step 1 would be to find the median. So I have 6 pieces of data. The median is actually going to be right in between, right about in here. So I have 6 plus 7 divided by 2. So my median is going to be 6.5. So that's my median. Now, because that's my median, this 6 is going to be part of the lower half. The 7 is going to be part of the upper half. So if it helps you, let's put a little bracket. And then I'm going to do the same here. Here's my bracket. So here's my lower half. I have 3, 5, and 6. The median is going to be 5. So my lower quartile is 5. The upper half, 7, 9, and 11. My median, my middle number, is 9. So my upper quartile is 9. Now my minimum was 3. My maximum was 11. So let's go ahead and one thing to remember, so this distance here, remember, that distance here is the interquartile range is 9 take away 5. So my interquartile range is 4. Remember, half the information, half the data that you have is in between the lower quartile and the upper quartile. So let's plot this. My median is 6.5. So the median would be 6.5 right there. The lower quartile is 5. The upper quartile is 9. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make a little box here. Remember, that's my box in between the lower quartile and the upper quartile. My median is right there. So there's my median. And then we have 11 as a whisker. So I'll put a line here, and I'm going to draw a little whisker out there. And my minimum was 3. I'm going to put a whisker here. So bottom quarter of information, half the information between these in the box. And then the top quarter is in the upper whisker right there. So hopefully your thinking matches my thinking. We'll do more practice in class. Go ahead and bring your notes, and thanks for watching.